Hi everyone, my name's Erica. I'm a registered nurse. I'm also an adjunct professor where I teach psychology, and I was a federal probation officer. And I've been really wanting to share my stories for a long time about bullying and things that happen in the workplace, but I've been really afraid to come online and do that. But what happened this past week, I feel like I have to share it. I have no choice but to share it, to help others and to really just talk about what happened. So I was working as a travel nurse, and I left, I had to leave, unfortunately, abruptly and end my contract sooner than expected because I had a family emergency, a crisis. Someone in my family had a mental health crisis. And oddly enough, I work in the mental health field, so I just couldn't go to work and deal with that at the same time. I've been doing it for years, and I needed to attend to my family matter. So I left early, unfortunately, and they understood, and everybody there was so nice and helpful, and I really liked the job. But unfortunately, I couldn't stay due to my circumstance. So I found another job closer to home that would only require me to work on the weekends, 2 16-hour shifts. And I went on the interview, and the woman on the interview, the director of nursing, she was ordering her lunch on the interview. She didn't even make eye contact with me. But I really wanted the job because I need to work. I have bills like everyone else. I have a mortgage to pay, dogs to feed. And so I went on the interview. I found out that I got the job, so I was approved and excited to start the job. Monday, I went to the job. I had my uniform. I was early, showed up, and the same director of nursing was supposed to train me. And she said, somebody called out, you'll be on the floor training with another nurse. So, okay, I jumped right on the floor. I started doing vitals. I was trying to catch on to how the way things go. And the patients most of them were amazing. One of them actually said, keep smiling, brightens up our day, and they actually made my day great. And I was excited to be working and able to make money and help and make a difference like I always do. And about an hour and a half into my shift, I started getting serious pain in my stomach, like serious. And what I have is endometriosis, and I don't know if anyone else has it or experiences it. The pain that's related to it is unbearable. I haven't had a problem with it in a lot of years, since 2019 when I had surgery. There hasn't been a problem since then. But of course, the day that I start this new job that I really need, the pain started. So I let the person that I was working with know, the closest trainer to me, that I was in so much pain. I let him know what happened. I have endometriosis. This is not like me, but I have to go to my car to get Motrin and Tylenol because that's the only thing that might help it. So he said, okay, go to your car. I go to my car, and I also told the front desk person as I was walking out, I'm sorry, can you let them know that I have to leave because I have to go to my car. I'm so sick. I'm in so much pain. He said, okay. I go to my car, and the pain was unbearable. It felt like, I don't know what it feels like to be shot, but it felt like someone shot me, or like metal was in my, like a fence in my uterus. And I felt like that before. I even threw up from the pain this time. I was sweating profusely. I could barely drive. And the other thing is, I don't have health insurance. I'm a nurse, but because of the change in positions, I don't have health insurance. So usually if this happens that severely, I would go to the hospital. But I couldn't go to the hospital because I don't have health insurance. So I had to take off my pants because it was hurting so bad. I had to drive, and I drove, and I stopped on the side of the highway a few times to think if I was going to call 911 because it was that severe. I did make it home. I did have the Tylenol and the Motrin in my car, and I took the pills, and by the time I got home, I was exhausted. Before I got into the bathtub to try to ease the pain a little bit more, I called the job to let them know that I had to leave, like that I didn't go to that I went to my car, but I ultimately had to leave. And I called the job, and I'm trying to get in touch with the director of nursing. She had never given me her email address or her direct phone number, even though I asked for it. So the only email address I had was Human Resources. I'm calling the main number. I'm calling Human Resources. I'm calling and asking to speak to her. She wasn't available. So I fell asleep because I was, exhausted from the pain. It finally started to subside. And but before I fell asleep, I sent an email, and I let HR, the person that I knew her email address, I let her know what happened. And I said, I laid it all out. I said, I want to come back. I'm not leaving. I'm sorry I had to leave. This is an unexpected emergency. Please let me know if it's okay for me to come back tomorrow. Usually when this happens, the pain is for this day, and it subsides by the morning. I should be better. And she said, okay, feel better. I didn't hear anything back. So at about 4 o'clock, when I woke up from sleeping, and I called the director of nursing again. I called the main number. They connected me this time. She answered, and I explained my situation, and she cut me off, and she said, hold on, what kind of nurse are you? How could you leave without coming to me? Exact words, I think it's absurd that you would email Human Resources when I'm your supervisor. And I explained to her, I was in severe pain and I almost ended up in the hospital. I explained to her the severity of it and how this is not like me. And she went on to say she didn't think the job was for me. She didn't think I could handle it. No compassion at all. And so I begged her to let me come back on Tuesday. And she said, I'm not sure. I begged her. I said, please, I know I can do the job. I know I can do it well. This is an unforeseen circumstance. Please let me come back. After a few minutes of begging, she said, okay, I'll give you another chance. And I hung up the phone, and I thought to myself, I can't go back. Even though I have a mortgage to pay, I have dogs to feed, I can't go back. I cannot allow somebody to treat me like that. I can't work for somebody who's so not compassionate. A serious situation happens and you're talking to me like I'm a piece of garbage when I already felt guilty for leaving. No. So I wrote another email, and I sent it to HR again because I still didn't have her email, and I asked them to email it to her. And I let her know that money isn't everything. That, the way you treat people, the way you talk to people, it means more to me. Respect and working together as a team means more to me than any amount of money. So I sent the email, and I even said at the end, I enjoyed working there, and I told her about my positive experiences with the patients for the short time I was there. And she sent an email back later that day. Thank you for your consideration. Best of luck. So I felt so many emotions, but I know that I made the right decision. And now it's set in that what am I going to do? Because I put my resume out there immediately. I am a nurse, so I know I'll get another job, but what happens in nursing, this is not the first time. This is the first time something like that has happened to me. But what happens a lot of times in nursing is there's so much bullying. There's so much talking down to people. We don't care for each other. I do, but a lot of nurses do. A lot of nurses are amazing and compassionate and amazing. My nurse friends that I told the story to were very supportive of me. Even my friends who weren't nurses, very supportive of me. But a lot of times there are those nurses that make a negative difference and really can hurt you in so many ways. So I've been meaning to make this channel about bullying and an open space to talk about nursing and bullying in law enforcement, since I experienced that as well, and just healing, right, and growing and pushing through all the difficulties. I just wanted to research how to do a YouTube channel, and my lighting's not correct. I'm sure I'm doing it from my phone, but I felt compelled to really just share my story. So, I want to continue to share my story and share my story as time goes on. Right now, my plan is to do Uber, and I have a few nursing jobs lined up. And I was hesitant also to do the video because I was afraid, like, I'm a nurse, I don't want to complain about nursing, I don't want to, I don't want to talk badly, but I feel like this needs to be out there. People need to know, and things need to change. So when I also sent an email back to HR, and I said, I did work there for an hour and 45 minutes, and I want to be compensated. I want my pay because I did work, and my time is valuable, and I'm sorry it didn't work out. And actually, Human Resources was way nicer than the director of nursing. And she said, I'll put in for your hour, I'll give you the 2 hours of pay that you worked, and I hope that everything works out. So, I just have to advocate for myself, and I urge people to advocate for themselves as well. And so now I'm facing a lot of fears. I'm doing this first video, and I usually do Uber Eats on the side. So sometimes I'll do Uber Eats because I'll do Uber Eats delivery because it's, I can make some money and I don't have to deal with the things that go on in nursing, and I can kind of free my mind and meet new people and make money at the same time. But a lot of times it doesn't make me the money that I need. And right now, since I have no other income, it's summer, I'm not teaching until the end of the month. I'm anticipating getting a new nursing job, but right now, today is my first day that I'm going to try to do Uber rides. I'm going to be an Uber driver today and see how much money I can make. I'm behind on some bills because of all this. I just was able to make my mortgage by selling some things in my house and clearing that out too. So I feel good. I think that I can make the bills that I have to make and that I can continue to share my story. Because I just feel like this was a turning point, and that it pushed me to share my story so that anybody else out there going through things, so we can know that we're working together. And I am positive that we can make it happen. No matter how difficult the situation is, I really believe that the universe is here for us, and God got us and we're good. So today I'm facing a lot of fears, and hopefully there's a good outcome. So what my routine is going to be is I'm going now. I got dressed, I put my lipstick on, did my hair a little bit, and I'm in front of my picture here that says, do everything with so much love in your heart that you would never want to do it any other way. And those are words that I live by. I have this in my office space, and those are words that I live by. I want to do everything with so much love in my heart. And if I don't have love in my heart about it, or I'm not passionate about it, I'm going to let it go. So I don't want to work out of desperation. I want to do things that I want to work out of positivity and happiness, and be around people who bring you up, not push you down. So I made the right decision, and actually it's unfortunate for her and her company and her facility, because I know that I could have done the best job possible, and I would have done it with so much love and kindness, and I would have went in there every day like I do with all my jobs and gave it my all. So it's their loss, but right now I have to pay my mortgage, so and my bills. So I'll keep you posted, and I hope that this video helped someone, and I'm interested to hear in the comments what your thoughts are. Thank you.